I was wrong in doing what I did.
No, no, no! Are you listening?
Sean here, and I'm sitting out in the car between my daughter's volleyball games at the tournament. 2-0 so far, so I got my fingers crossed, but you win a couple and then you're in the super bracket, so who knows. I just spoke to one of the moms, and it sparked my memory. Speaking of memory, that's what we're going to talk about. And it jogged my memory. I don't know how you can spark a memory. Moving on. It jogged my memory is something I wanted to talk about. My biggest issue with Lorne Armstrong is that he has an excuse for everything. The problem with Lorne and his memory excuses, this is his major problem when it comes to excuses. He goes through life and he doesn't know what he's supposed to pay attention to, and he doesn't know why it's important. What do I mean by that? Most people, we have a good sense of what we need to remember. Bullet points, things like that. We can go back and reference those. We have acronyms, help you remember names. We had an acronym when I was working at emergency management, and someone called it Dr. Sheep. But I rearranged the letters, and it soon became Herpes D, because we needed to remember what it stood for. Lorne can't do that. I don't know if he's not smart enough, or he just never learned, or he doesn't care enough to pay attention. Maybe there are keywords that trigger his memory or what he thinks he's supposed to remember. Things that are valuable to him, that he thinks is going to benefit him maybe. This is why he fails so miserably at lying. And I hope a lot of you are on the same page. I think you are. When you don't know what it is that you're supposed to remember or what it is that's important, you start lying about things that have no relevance on anything. And this is pretty much what Casey's going through right now, trying to get this unrepentant drunken pedophile to give her some kind of proof besides his word and his struggling memory, his memory loss. I can't really remember what the polygrapher asked me. Hold on a second. Let me remember. And you can hear the 56K modem going off. I've never in my life, to the best of my knowledge, maybe someone else perceived that I did it, but I never caught myself going, hold on a second, and my 56K modem goes off. Yes, you have to stop. Let me think. I do that sometimes. We all do that. Let me think for a second, because that was like 10 years ago, and this happened, and this happened. The herpes D thing happened 15 years ago, or 17 years ago, and the reason I remember it is because it was something very important at the time, something that dealt with the first ever national earthquake drill we were doing. I had to remember it in case I got any questions from it, in case the media asked any questions, or the governor, or somebody that came in as a guest. I had to remember it. Because I had to remember it, I committed it to memory, and it stuck with me because I identified it as important. Lorne, he's such a moron. His idea of importance are his thoughts, not his memories. What was I thinking at the time? Let me see. Because if you ever ask him a question about what happened, it's usually his opinion, or it's usually what he was thinking, his emotion. It's almost like nothing happened physically. He was just kind of in a void, and he was hearing things, and it was his own voice speaking, spitting out what he thought was actually going on. Can you imagine your reality warping and shifting in real time to suit your needs? I get staying in the moment. I get trying to look around and enjoy the moment, watching a sunset on a lake, knowing that you have about 10 minutes left in that location, and you just try to take it all in because you want to remember what it looks like. That is living in the moment. Lorne lives from moment to moment. Unfortunately, each one of those moments has his own take on it, has his own opinion, and I don't know how his brain works. I don't know how he can shift, and literally, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, this man goes to another multiverse where what he wants to be true is true. Sometimes I wonder if he thinks there's a Lorne out there in another multiverse that's causing all the problems for him. Not living a better life, not having accepted what he did, moving on, getting married. I mean, Jeff Stacy, Mickey Mouse guy, got married. But Lorne, he can't even get a girlfriend. I remembered things in ways that I wish I wouldn't have remembered them. I remember negative things, and we talked about this before, how you'll meet up with somebody else and they'll tell you their version, and you'll think to yourself, wow, this whole time I've been thinking I was a terrible person. I did something. There was a guy by the name of Chris Butler in Portland, and the place that I worked was offering severance packages, and they were going to give you a substantial amount of money to leave. And he came up and asked me, what do you think? Should I do it? And I said, Chris, it's up to you, man. You got a wife, you got a kid. It's totally up to you whether you want to do it. That's what I told him. But what I remembered was that I convinced him to leave. And then it turned out I found out from somebody else he hated his new job at the rival company. Well, I held that against myself for the longest time. And it took me a very long time until I finally spoke to AJ. And AJ was like, yeah, you know, when Chris came to me and he was asking my opinion and he told me he had already made his mind up, turns out he had talked to AJ before he had talked to me. I was sort of validation, I guess. I was confirmation bias. He just wanted someone else to say it, but I always felt like I did it and that I partially ruined his life. Turns out that wasn't even the case. Now flip that. And let Lorne remember everything that these people are ruining his life. We've talked about the NBC stuff, but the Casey stuff with the polygrapher, this is a sticky situation for him. He's trapped. He's trapped in a box and he cannot get out because she wants proof. Now, proof, when you're talking about the NBC sting, all you have is the chat. Lorne said it was doctored, the phone calls. Lorne said they left some of those out. And the catfish at the time, they pushed, but not really. They didn't make that whether or not they were going to come see him. His drinking, his anger, his smoking, whatever it was that he swore he was going to quit. But I'm not going to quit until I know you're real. Lorne, you won't know I'm real until you quit because I'm not coming out until you do that. Well, I'm not doing it until you come out. And therein lies the paradox, and he's just never going to get it. Catch 22, baby. Catch 83. You know what? Let me move that up for catch 87. So a catch 87 from now on. Think, if you use that mentality, Lorne wants to get paid and then work. Right? That's a catch 87. I want to get paid and then I'll do the work. It's almost in his brain, I'll throw the condom away and then we'll have sex. He's so dumb. He cannot understand that Casey's saying, look, I need proof. I don't need a signature. I just need something official that says you are not a pedo. Well, you know, I give her. And then he's like, hold on, let me think. And you hear the 56K modem again, and he can't come up with anything. Well, you want proof? Well, you know, come on out here. I'll show you I'm not that. Catch 87. This is a woman over the phone he can't lie to. Imagine a woman in person. A woman he can't escape from. He can't block. He can't run from. Imagine if a woman decided to date him. We know Lorne would never run away. Like I said before, Winnie, if you keep sleeping with the entire basketball team, I'm leaving. Winnie, if you don't stop being molested by the entire hockey team, I'm leaving. He's never going to leave. And if he ever got a real woman, he damn sure isn't going to leave. And this is another hell of his own making. The only way I can get these women is if I tell them the truth, I accept responsibility, and I show them proof I am not who they know I am. I don't know how to get that proof, so I'm just going to fight and try to wear them down until they just give up. I'll never have to give them proof because they'll just say, okay, because I'm pretty sure at Lorne's house, maybe with his friends, Lorne would just keep talking until they were tired. Okay, Lorne, I'm going to take your word for it. Okay, that's all I ask. He's so dumb. I put this picture up because when I look at it, he looks like an 87. And it reminds me who this guy really is. In these photos, he can't hide. There's no doctoring them. There's no hat. There's no weird angle. They capture him. They capture the guy, what he really looks like. And they also capture who he really is whenever he has to take his tests and everything else. He can't deny that this is him on screen. He can't deny that those official documents aren't fact and truth. Although, he still is trying to run the line that probation and parole needs him there. They're going to keep him there. They don't want him to get off probation. And again, in like the 100th video, I wish someone would explain to him, they want nothing more than to get rid of you, Lorne. Look at how angry you make everyone else. Now imagine these people who have been mandated to help you. They've been told, your job is to help this guy. But he's not moving forward. He refuses to engage. Doesn't matter. You keep helping him. I just don't understand the way his brain works, if it works at all. So this idiot doesn't understand that probation and parole aren't going to help him. Even if he convinced them that Casey's not a catfish, he would need their assistance. He would need their validation. He would need some kind of backing, paperwork, conversation on the phone, something to assure her that he's not who she knows he is. So, he drives probation and parole away, the only people who could realistically help him. Talk to him, Mom. See what kind of person I am. Well, I'm pretty sure at this stage in her life, Lorne, she would tell the truth. There is nobody that's going to bat for him. Absolutely no one. No one is ever going to produce some bullshit paperwork. You know what? Lorne isn't even smart enough to get somebody, Casey, to talk to play somebody at probation and parole. Because I would assume that's what he would have tried already. Oh, hold on, let me get him to call you. And hey, this is Sean from probation and parole. I heard that you was wanting to know about Lorne Armstrong. Well, let me assure you, Casey, he is no pedo. There is no way out. There is none. He still is trying. Catch 87. Casey, just come out and I'll show you. Well, come out and you can talk to him here. Well, come on out. You can talk to my friends, Lorne. You don't have any friends. Well, yeah, I do. I just never talk about them, like the invisible one in my truck I had one time. How can you trust a guy who says, I'm lying my ass off and I'm being honest about it? How can you possibly trust somebody who's going to lie and then later claim to be honest with you? Won't you be honest with you? I'm going to come clean after I lied to you for 3 months. Why would anyone trust him? He's lied so much that nobody can trust him. But in Lorne's world, the lying, it was only necessary. It was because of everybody else he had to lie. So why would anybody be against that? Why would they not appreciate the fact, why wouldn't they appreciate the fact that the tough life I had to lie just to get by. The Casey calls are great. Someone mentioned that he keeps moving the goalposts, and that is true. Lorne's a goalpost mover. But I like how Casey keeps her goalpost right there, and he can't pass it. He could never claim that she was moving the goalpost because she just wants proof that he's not a pedo. He can't even kick that field goal. He can't even get on the 10-yard line. This dude can't get past midfield. He needs to understand that he is going to be an 87 for the rest of his life. He will never be able to hit that touchdown. He hasn't made any progress. In fact, he's going backwards. Put more football analogies. And he's going to get a safety. I mean, the guy's negative points right now if life was a game. I think what might make me happy, what would be sweet justice, is if Lorne finally got off probation and parole and had a heart attack 1 second after. I know that sounds mean and cruel, but I don't want it to be instant death. I want him to hit the ground, clutching his chest, holding the paperwork that says you're finally off probation and parole, and you die. Because you don't deserve it. And the only way you would deserve it is if that happened. Because you're a liar, Lorne. You will always be a liar. You've lied about what you did, what other people have done to you. You've lied about your past. You're lying about your future. You lie about your present. No part of your life is the truth. It is all a lie. And your only way out is to catch 87. Just come here and I'll show you that I'm not lying. I'll prove to you that they're trying to keep me down. The system's trying to hold me down. They know I'm not a danger. Well, Lorne, if they knew you weren't a danger, they'd take you off probation and parole, kick your ass back to your trailer, and have a party because they don't have to deal with you anymore. So the Catch 87 is forever going to be his problem. I'm sitting here in a freezing parking lot recording this. I love you guys. I will see you in the next one.
Hang on, I can't even catch my breath. Hang on.